Did I recall? Look, get out of here. I'm going.
Ta-ta, bye-bye. Lots coming up on the show this morning. We're going to celebrate the magic of Leonard Nimoy's singing career. I know. Washing your hand after doing a wee, annoying kids, and a whole lot more.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
I'm in that kind of mood today. You can give me a call about anything. 03453 009956. But first, let's get the news. Here's Nicole Pullman. In a second, Nicole. I was teasing you. I was getting you a little bit too excited. We want... Just when a new boss starts to take over, I muff up spectacularly. Is it MPA? Yeah. There we go. Let's try. Here's the news with Nicole Pullman.
Good morning. Germany and the United States have condemned the killing of Russian opposition politician Boris Nemetsov. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel said it was a cowardly murder. President Obama called for a prompt and impartial investigation. Mr. Nemetsov had organised a protest rally tomorrow against Russia's involvement in Ukraine. He was shot in the back in Moscow near the Kremlin. Edward Lucas, a former Moscow bureau chief of The Economist and a friend of Mr. Nemetsov, said the Putin regime had generated an atmosphere which encouraged vigilantism.
It demonises the opposition and makes people think that they're fair game, that any patriotic Russian should hate these people. And when you create a climate like that, you legitimise murder if it's done by the state, but you also may encourage it by other people who are just close to the state.
The UKIP leader Nigel Farage has called for an increase in funding for the security services. Speaking before his main speech at the UKIP Spring Conference in Margate, he said intelligence officers were now trying to keep tabs on thousands of people.
I sense that the scale of the job that they've got is so enormous that they're going to need more people, more money and more resources. And I think we really should be focusing on the problem we have here. There is an enemy within in this country, a fifth column, as I've called it before, and we've got to deal with it.
For the fifth year in a row, council tax bills in Solihull will stay the same. The council says the borough remains in a sound financial position with a balanced budget and enough reserves to manage over the next few years. A Birmingham homeless charity needs to raise £13,000 to stay open all week. This is the last weekend that Seafa Fireside in Digbeth will open its doors. From now on, it'll be Monday to Friday only. The charity, which provides food, shelter and education for the homeless, says spiralling financial costs have caused the reduction in hours. Carol Fox is the operations manager.
Well, it just makes me sad because obviously we know how vulnerable some of these people are. But I'm also realistic enough to realise that sometimes you just can't, there's things that we just can't do. So it's sad, but I am hopeful that maybe there is something that can be salvaged from this.
Thousands of brides are heading for Birmingham this weekend. The National Wedding Show has returned to the NEC, and this year it features more than 250 suppliers. Dawn Taylor is one of the exhibitors. She runs her own wedding company called Memories of Vintage. She says Birmingham is the place to be for a bride.
If you want variety and you want good ideas and you want experienced suppliers, then the National Wedding Show is the place to be. I think at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong going to a smaller wedding show, but you don't get the huge amount of variety as you do at a national wedding show.
The weather wet and very windy, mild though with a top temperature of 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. A very windy night to come with the wind reaching gale force at times. Temperatures quite mild again, 4 Celsius tonight, 39 Fahrenheit. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The voice.
There we go.
Of Birmingham and the Black Country.
You should take in other religions and treat them as you would want to be treated yourself.
We are even more intelligent. They treated me with the utmost respect.
Iain Lee, Saturdays
9 till 12.
BBC WM 95.6.
Thank you, Nicole. Sorry, Nicole. Turns out I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I think you know that if you listen to the show on a regular basis. There's a lot to talk about this morning. A busy, busy show. And as always with this show between 10 and 12, it can kind of go any way you want. I will talk about stuff. You can phone in and join in the conversation about those things. Or you can phone in and talk about anything you want. Although, can we not talk about Jihadi John today? Can we? Saying that, we'll get loads of calls about him now. I don't. If you want, Adam. 03453 009956.
Have your say.
Across the West Midlands, call
03453 009956.
BBC WM 95.6.
So it turns out that men are disgusting. Who'd have thought it, huh? Who'd have thought that men are disgusting? Just 38% of men washed their hands after using the toilet, a study has found. What kind of perverts would do a study into men washing their hands after wee-wee? Women were cleaner, with 60% rinsing, tests revealed. Now, no, OK, I normally... These studies get done by companies who want a bit of publicity, OK? Normally, I never read out the company name because I don't want to give them the publicity. I want the facts and the stats. I don't want to give them the free plug. But I'm going to do it this time because I cannot work out why it's this company that have done it. Rent-A-Kill. Huh? Why have Rent-A-Kill done a study into toiletry habits? They do rats, don't they? Aren't Rent-A-Kill rats, mice and cockroaches? Rent-A-Kill studied more than 100,000 office workers' toilet habits in the UK and Europe, you dirty, dirty people, by putting sensors on soap dispensers. Now, confession time. Up until 8 months ago, I didn't used to wash my hand after the toilet. I didn't used to do it. I couldn't be bothered. It seemed like a faff. Life's too short for faff. So I couldn't be bothered to do it, so I wouldn't do it. And then about 8 months ago, I kind of started experimenting with it, and now I would say that 6 times out of 10, 3 times out of 5, if you want to break it down, I will wash my hands after going to the toilet. It was so bad at some points that if there was somebody outside, I would turn the tap on so that it would sound like I was washing my hands, but I actually wouldn't do it. 03453 009956. So more women than men wash their hands after going to the toilet. Well, that sounds okay. That means that women are clean. But yet, you go 8 pages into the same newspaper, and there are dirty women. And I don't mean like that. The headline is, "We are women who don't wash." Soap-shy trio insists they're cleaner than most. Travel writer Jennifer Liu showers only a few times a month using little water. The 33-year-old, who is single, says, "You should not bath or wash too often. I'm careful to use very little water when I do. Instead..." Oh, this is disgusting. Hey, Trevor, have a listen to this, right?
No wonder she's bloody single.
Exactly. Listen to this. Jennifer Liu, right? Jennifer Liu. Anyway, she said, "Instead, every day I use a towel to rub myself down and stimulate the skin's natural oils. This is just as good as drenching yourself with water." And then get this, right? This proves what a lunatic she is. Water dries your skin. No, it doesn't. Water wets your skin. Towel dries your skin.
Soap can dry your skin, can't it?
The interesting thing is, Trevor, she's actually quite attractive. But I bet she's a bit stinky. I bet she's a bit stinky.
I bet she hums in the summer.
Hums in the summer. What you got for us, Trev? Do you wash your hands after going to the loo?
Every time.
Really?
I can't believe you've just broadcasted saying you never did.
I didn't. No, I never did. And I would make the sounds of wash.
Number 1 or number 2?
Both.
God, I can't believe that.
Why can't you? Listen, I'll tell you. All right, okay, if you got kids.
And then you go and eat food and stuff like that.
Yes, but do you know what, Trevor? And we're going to use delicate language. If you've got kids, you might want to chop their ears off. Don't chop their ears off. Okay, when I go for a wee, Trevor, my dinkle is clean, so I don't need to wash my hands.
Yeah, but what you're passing out of it ain't clean, that was it?
Yeah, but I'm not touching that. I'm not holding my hands.
You never splashed yourself.
No, mate. My aim is true.
Oh, yeah, wait till you get a bit older, sunshine.
Trevor, thank you very much. We will be discussing adult themes this morning. Sharon's in Spark Hill.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm in Great Worley, actually.
It says Spark Hill on my screen, Sharon, so I'm going to have to ask you to move to Spark Hill for this phone call.
OK, give me about 3/4 of an hour. I should be able to get down the motorway.
I'll tell you what, we're the BBC. We're allowed to lie, so let's just pretend you're in Spark Hill, shall we?
OK, Doug.
Beautiful. What have you got for us, Sharon?
Right, about your rent-a-kill and the survey they did.
Yes.
I'm in, actually, an account manager for an opposition company, actually.
Oh.
But what Rent-a-Kill did, they were bought out by Initial Hygiene, except for the pest control side of it.
Oh, right.
So they do janitorial for toilets, hygiene and that. So that's why they would be doing the survey about people washing hands.
Oh, I see. So, but they're your enemies, are they?
Well, yes.
Well, who are you then, Sharon?
I work for another major company who do the same thing. So.
Kilter-Wren?
No. Well, yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Do you get to go and kill rats?
I don't, but my company also do that, the same as Rent-a-Kill.
Oh, I bet
we have our rat man going around.
Does your rat man ever play tricks on you, Sharon, by putting a giant dead rat in your drawer?
No, I actually don't catch up with them, thank goodness. I'm on natural hygiene side. But a bit of information as well for you, Ian.
Yes, please.
Like you were just saying, you know, your Winky's clean and doesn't have hygiene. It probably is, and that's not actually where your germs are. Do you know where the 99.999% of germs in a toilet, guess where they are?
I don't know.
Everybody thinks it's the toilet handle, and that it isn't. It's the door handle. Every single person that walks in and out of there touches that door. That's where your germs are going to come from, my lovey.
So I should probably stop licking door handles in toilets?
Yes.
Sharon, thank you for that tip. Now she tells me. Thank you, Sharon. 03453 009956. Now. We lost a legend yesterday. No surprise, he was an old man. Was he 84, Leonard Nimoy? Spock also appeared in Fringe and the excellent 1970s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers that I shall be purchasing this weekend. But he made loads of records as well. And when I say loads, he made I just don't know where to start. There are so many here. Let's start with this one.
Well, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Well, I have a hammer, and I have a bell, and I have a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice. It's the bell of freedom. And the song is the song of love. Love between all of my brothers and love between all of my sisters all over this land.
If you've not got shivers down your spine, then shame on you. Shame on you. We'll have some more of that a bit later on. Let's get the travel news. Here's Liz.
Good morning, Iain. As you head to the A38 going north around the Branston interchange, there is a lane blocked. Traffic's rather heavy going. A vehicle has caught fire and lane 1 is blocked. Police are at the scene. As you make your way to Albury, there's congestion approaching Birchley Island, particularly on the Wolverhampton Road stretch of the A4123 towards Churchbridge. Better news in Huntingdon, that accident cleared from Coxsparrow Lane between the A34 and the B5012. Traffic along Hagley Road into Birmingham is still a bit busy in places around Monument Road, and as you head towards Five Ways Island, around Spitfire Island is a little bit congested as well, although that seems to be easing off at the moment around Fort Parkway. Your matchday travel sees Villa fans heading off to Newcastle via the M42, A42. Onto the M1, the A1M, no delays reported. Wolves fans going in the other direction off to Cardiff for their game later on. The M5 is looking clear, as is the M50 and the A40 as you head in that direction. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 travel 0330 123 3550.
BBC WM
95.6.
Last week I talked exclusively with the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Broad Street, my goodness, it's got going, hasn't it?
It really has.
I mean, the way the city's been done is just fabulous.
Yes.
It's really exciting.
Michelle Dawes. If you missed it, listen again on the BBC iPlayer.
Inflation is very low. Demand is low. If you're an economist, you talk about lack of demand. And one of the ways of increasing that is improvement in living wage.
Sunday Breakfast, the week's talking points from a faith perspective. Back this Sunday from 7 on BBC WM 95.6.
We're women who don't wash. Oh, no. Jennifer, there are 3 of these women who claim they don't wash, or if they do, they don't do it very often. Hang on a minute. They're all single. Oh, there's a surprise. They're all single. Ladies, Jennifer Lou continues. I don't use deodorant. And no one has ever told me I smell, because people are polite, Jennifer. People have manners. By the way, 03453 009956. The longest you've gone, please, without having a wash. I think I've gone 3 days, and boy, it's like those people who say, well, I never wash my hair. Yeah, I know, your hair stinks. Your hair absolutely stinks. You can get him if you want, mark him up. I don't use deodorant, and no one has ever told me I smell. It also depends what kind of fabric you put next to your skin. I wear only natural fabrics, such as cotton, which breathe and do not trap sweat. Oh, this is... Get this, Ranjit. This is disgusting.
It is disgusting.
She's a really attractive woman, OK, this Jennifer Lou.
Yeah.
I do a lot of travelling. A few months ago, I was in India. Yeah. And for long periods, I was not physically able to shower or bathe. Yes, you can, mate. I've been to India. They've got showers. They've got baths. And you have to shower and clean in India more often than anywhere else in the world. A, it's hot. And B, if you lick your hands after touching the money, you get the trots.
Yeah.
Trust me, I know. I found out the hard way. Or the soft way, as it turned out.
The soft way, yeah. Listen, what's the smell like?
Well, she says that she says no one's ever told her she smells. Well, I would suggest, Jennifer Lou, that your friends are being polite.
Well, listen, if she worked in a fish and chip shop, she could get away with it, couldn't she?
Here's another one. Simone Taylor. She's a model.
Yeah.
Okay. Model Simone Taylor's friends and family are appalled she does not wash. The 29-year-old singleton who lives in North London says, people think not washing must make me smell. I sweat. Oh, you are. I sweat when I exercise.
Iain, listen.
But my sweat is odourless. Oh, you're having
Iain,
a laugh.
You know when people eat bad meat, yeah? And when they sweat, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You can actually smell it in their sweat.
If I have bacon and sausages, I smell of bacon.
You do?
I sweat bacon.
Yeah, so what happens if you have fish?
Do you smell fishy?
I don't really eat fish.
No, you don't eat fish.
Instead of taking a bath or shower...
Yeah.
Oh, she is disgusting. Instead of taking a bath or shower every month, I have a steam and sauna which cleanses my skin.
And do you know another thing, Ian? You know when you eat garlic, it actually comes out through your pores. Did you know that?
If I feel I need to freshen my face in the morning, instead of splashing it with water, I use slices of frozen cucumber.
Why ain't you listening to me?
Washing my hair with shampoo was ripping all the natural oils out of my hair, so I stopped. Within 2 weeks, it was soft, manageable and not greasy.
Your hair starts to clean itself after a while. Do you know that?
I don't use deodorant either, as this changes your body chemicals.
It does.
Listen to this. Angela Garvin. Now, she's the only one who looks like she doesn't have a wash, OK? Angela Garvin does not use any products on her skin. The paralegal secretary, 48, is single and lives in Essex. Look at your toes and fingers, she says. If you spend too long in the bath, the skin absorbs the water and makes it sag and wrinkle. What does that prove? Instead of showering or bathing, I brush my skin with a little bristle brush to open up the pores, then pat my skin with a towel.
It's disgusting, that is.
I don't smell. I bet you do. I bet you stink.
I bet you she does.
Nah, that's disgusting, mate. That is disgusting, Ranj.
That is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
How often do you wash your hands after going to the toilet?
Every time. We have to wash our hands each time we enter the
Yeah, of course you do. All right, yeah.
So there you are. I'm a clean person.
What's your hygiene rating in your chippy?
It's 5.
Can you send me a picture of that?
Yeah, I can send you a picture of that.
Thank you very much. Thanks for calling, Ranj.
Hey, listen.
There we go. 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Kind of lots of random things on the veranda. Be honest. Most blokes don't wash their hands when they go to the toilet. Fact, isn't it? According to a survey, only 38% of men do it. I didn't do it for ages, and then I thought, I'll give it a go. I do it now about 6 out of every 10 times. If I'm feeling... Here's the formula for when I wash my hands. Obviously, if anything goes on there, then that's an instant... It's more likely to be washed, right? If I'm feeling good about myself, I'll wash. If I'm feeling a little bit down and despondent, I don't bother washing. 03453 009956. And people say, oh, hygiene. Whereas I think these women are absolutely disgusting, I do think we wash a little bit too much. But my wife is constantly wiping the boys' hands with antibacterial wipes and things. Whereas when I was a kid, you'd have dirty hands. We had a bath once a week. You'd have dirty hands for like 3 or 4 days, and you'd lick the stuff off, and it would make you stronger, wouldn't it? 03453 009956. Oh, and also we talked about this yesterday. Turgid films, please. Can we draw the top 10 of the most boring films? I saw 50 Shades last week. What a stinker!
music, forget the day, and dream of a girl I used to know. I close my eyes and she slipped away. She slipped
Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6 here every Friday 2 till 4. But more importantly for you now, here every Saturday between 10 and 12, isn't it, Terry?
Yes, that's right.
That's right, isn't it?
That's correct.
What have you got for us, my darling, my love, my sweetness, my light?
Oh, hello, gorgeous. Did you realise that your name is an anagram of alien?
Hang on a minute. No, it's not.
OK, it's not. Let's talk about boring films.
There's
then.
too many eyes in it.
Yeah, but you can forget an eye, can't you?
You can't forget an... How can you just forget an eye?
OK, then.
Here's the classic question. Would you rather go blind or deaf?
Well, I've got to have my hearing aids fitted next week, but I absolutely would hate to be blind. Oh, I'd miss so much.
See, Would I rather hear the voices of my children or see their dirty faces?
Well, you wouldn't want to lose either.
But if you had to, obviously, the most boring sense of all is touch.
Yeah.
Get rid of touch straight away.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, what are the senses? Hang on, there's sight, smelling, touching, licking, and hearing.
Oh, well, the dog does a lot of licking. He's lick Maddie.
So if you didn't have touch, you wouldn't know the dog was licking you. Beautiful. So I would get rid of touch and licking as the two senses I would get rid of, if I had to get rid of two senses. And I would hope that would in some way empower my sixth sense.
Yes, he probably would, but Stevie Wonder... I mean, you could...
Hang on, Stevie Wonder's not psychic, mate. He's a pianist.
He's blind, isn't he?
Yeah, I know he's blind, but he's not psychic, mate. It doesn't necessarily make you psychic.
No, but his heightened sense of everything else. I mean, he's a genius, so, he's lost in one sense.
Genius or a little bit overrated?
No, don't be like that.
No, really?
No, I wouldn't... If you've still got your sight, you could... you could learn sign language. You could teach your children sign language. You could
Here's
learn together.
my favourite Stevie Wonder story. Okay, and I believe this to be true. Right, he lives in this massive mansion that's in the middle of nowhere. Right, he's got he's got grounds that are about 100 acres. Right.
Yeah.
And if someone comes to his front door, the gates, right?
Yeah.
He meets them in a car, right?
Uh-huh.
And then he has memorised the route from the gate to his front door, and he drives them up to his house.
Oh, that's good.
How cool is that?
That's cool.
I'd have some of that.
Yeah. Can we talk about boring films now,
Oh,
please?
Terry's got something better to do, has he? Right? Oh, yeah, go on then, fella.
Oh, no, I'm
go on.
sorry, I'm sorry.
I saw 50 Shades last week. It wasn't even laugh out funny. You couldn't even laugh at it. It was just rubbish.
Well,
But boring.
You want to go and see the Duke of Burgundy then? That's very kinky.
Well, I don't want to go... No, I don't necessarily want to go and see kinky films. We're compiling the list of top 10 of the dullest films of all time.
I know you're going to get some controversy. It's got to be Leonardo DiCaprio, Titanic. Oh, please, that is drivel.
Now, Terry.
No.
You and I get on.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Okay, sorry.
I put off watching Titanic because it's not really my kind of film.
Yeah.
It was on about 2 Christmases ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on, someone else was watching it. I thought, I'll sit down and watch it. The kids have gone off somewhere else. I flipping loved it. It is beautiful.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did think Lawrence of Arabia was a bit tedious.
Yeah, but I'll give you that. Lawrence of Arabia is Dullsville.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll go for Lawrence of Arabia.
Thank you, Terry. Hey, Terry.
Yes.
Do you still play records?
I've got my album collection upstairs, yes. And my singles, yeah.
I went to a record shop yesterday in Birmingham. I love a good record shop. I love a rummage. I'm getting really into records and playing records to my boys. They know how to play records. They know how to put them on, right? And I bought a brilliant Mama Cass album for £7.
Oh, I love Mama Cass. It's getting better. That's classic.
She's brilliant. I love Mama.
Yeah.
But then then there were a load of records there, the bargain bin, and I couldn't believe this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Albums, 10 pence each.
Yeah, there's some gems in there.
I've got Anne Murray, I've got Barry Manilow, the best of Barry Manilow, 10 pence.
Yeah.
The best of John Denver, 10 pence.
Yeah.
John Denver, Back Home Again, 10 pence. And Glenn Campbell's Greatest Hits, 10 pence. I've also got this weird one, Terry. It's called Neil Reed's Smile, right?
Yeah,
and on it is a picture of this kid who looks... Well, he looks about 11 years old.
Oh, yeah. Is it religious songs or stuff like that?
It doesn't give any clues.
I think he won some competition way back. Could have been, one of the early Opportunity Knocks or the
very,
one after
very
that.
old. I would say this is about 1969. There's no date on it that I can see, and it
does
doesn't say
ring a
anything.
bell.
Well, let me play it. I've worked out how to get the record player working here. Hang on a second. We'll have a little listen. This is. Hang on a minute. Right. So this should be. Here we go. This is Neil Reed. Here we go. 10 pence it's cost me already. The best money I've ever spent. Here we go. Neil Reed.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking.
He sounds German.
Yeah, he's a bit foreign, isn't
it? A bit
For a 10-year-old, he's good.
In the sky, you get by.
Yeah, you could sing along with that with your 2 boys, couldn't you?
Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. Sorry, Terry. hang on. Here we go. Let's try this one. Let's go on to side 2. Let's give this a go. Here we go. If anyone knows who this Neil Reed is, 03453 009956. Here we go.
Somebody will Google him.
Gee, it's great after being out late.
Walking my baby back home.
Walking my baby back home.
My baby back home.
He's
That's
all right,
good, that is.
For 10 pence, Terry.
Yeah, you got a bargain there.
Got a bargain. If anyone knows anything about Neil Reed, he's a young lad. He looks about 12. I'm going to suggest that this album is from... I'm going to say 1969. It kind of looks like that, maybe a little bit later. If anybody knows anything, then let's try and track down Neil Reed. Let's hope he's not dead.
What's the label?
It's on Decca Records.
Oh, yeah, remember Decca, yeah.
Decca Records.
Yeah.
Terry, thanks for calling.
You take care. Have a good day.
Ta-ta, 03453 009956. Patrick, do you know who Neil Reed is?
I haven't got a clue, mate.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, never mind. What you got for us?
Mamma Mia.
Sorry?
It's a story, excuse my language, it's about a sis just been with 3 blokes. You don't know who the dad is. She should be on Jeremy Kyle.
Oh, you're saying that the film Mamma Mia is quite boring, are you?
Not just boring, the storyline. I mean, in truth, that lady should be on Jeremy Kyle.
What is the storyline? Because I've never sat down to watch it.
It's a woman who slept with 3 guys in a very short period of time.
Oh.
She gets pregnant and she doesn't know who the father is. The daughter isn't married and she wants the dad to give her away.
Oh, I see. So it is a who's the daddy?
Who's done it?
But does it? But is it who's done it? Who's done it? But the songs must surely add a little bit of colour to it. Hello?
The songs don't fit the film. They've made the film around the songs. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
The woman is a tart. Full stop.
Wow. Patrick, you don't mince your words, do you? I don't know if I'm good... OK, we're compiling the top 10 list of boring films. For Mamma Mia to get on there, we're going to have a second vote for it. 03453 009956. Who is Neil Reid? We can celebrate the magic of records as well. I got all these albums for 10 pence. 10 pence. Flipping brilliant. Let's have... Hang on a minute. Let's have a bit of John Denver. Hang on a minute. Let's have track 5. This is a classic. Hang on a minute. Let's just get this going up here. 1. Oh, 2. Here we go.
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. My days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. And life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, I pull out my fiddle and I rosin up the bow. The kids are asleep, so I keep it kind of low. Thank God I'm a country boy. I'd play Sally Gooden all day if I could, but the Lord and my wife wouldn't think it very good. So I fiddle when I can and I work when I should. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Woo! My life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. I'd rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, city folk driving in a black limousine. A lot of sad people thinking that's a mighty keen. Well, son, let me tell you now exactly what I mean. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Here we go.
Well, my fiddle was my daddy's till the day he died. And he took me by the hand, held me close to his side. Said, live a good life, play my fiddle with pride. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, my daddy taught me young how to hunt and how to whittle. Taught me how to work to play a tune on the fiddle. He taught me how to love and how to give just a little. And thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny riddle. I'm a country boy, yes!
That is what I am talking about. Come on, Mike. You love it, don't you, Mike?
Yes, John. Mid-70s, I think.
Mid-70s? I'm going to say about 73.
There or thereabouts.
That'll do. John Denver played on vinyl. Thank God I'm a country boy. It don't
Your news on Neil Reid.
Oh, yes.
He won opportunity.
Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. The record's still going. There we go. Sorry. There we go. Done that. Yes. Go on. Sorry.
He won opportunity knock as a young lad somewhere in the 70s. I think he died, and he did a song called Mother of Mine was a tune.
This is Neil Reid. Oh, I got. By the way, whoever just sent me that email saying, "What is this dross? If you paid 10 pence for it, they saw you coming." How rude. Neil Reid. Okay, so he was. I guess
Knox winner.
He was like the Ollie Moores of his day, wasn't he?
He was only about 10 or something when he did the song, and I think he popped his clogs last year.
No,
I think so. Mother of Mine was the song, and I'm sure he popped his clogs last year or thereabouts.
Was he any good? We got an email actually. Hang on a minute.
Scottish lad, wasn't he?
I don't know. Don't know anything about him. Chris says, He was a one-hit wonder with a maudlin song called Mother of Mine, when he was about 12. I puked while he was on Top of the Pops. That's a little bit harsh, isn't it? Nike, I appreciate your time and indeed your effort. See, everybody thinks that Simon Cowell is the inventor of the talent show. No, you're wrong. Opportunity knocks with... it was just before my time. Can we make a list, as well as of tedious films, and I've got some texts, which I'll do in a minute, but of TV talent shows. Opportunity knocks with Huey Green. Was it Huey Green? Then there was... New Faces with that woman, Marty Kane, who I never thought was any good. I always found her a bit irritating. And then, who remembers the Fame Game with Tim Brooke-Taylor? Do you remember the Fame Game with Tim Brooke-Taylor, Vince?
No.
The theme tune went like this. Let them know your name in the Fame Game, in the Fame Game. And what would happen is you'd have a panel of celebrity judges... And if someone was rubbish, they would press a button. It was like the
Oh, yeah. I remember. There's so many. You had so many votes for yes or no.
Well, yeah, and then like a hook, a computer-generated hook would appear on the screen, and if you weren't any good, you get yanked off.
Yes, I remember it.
No.
I remember it.
Vince, what you got for us? Boring films.
All, and I mean every single one of them, Carry On films.
Oh, mate.
I'd rather go and decorate the loft than watch one of those.
Mate, now listen, Vince, I'm on your side completely. We have now just made ourselves public enemies numbers 1 and 2. Because I'm putting that right, that's going in at number 1. All Carry On films. They are awful, aren't they?
God, they're awful and dire. As I say, I'd rather get the ladders out and climb up into the loft and decorate the loft.
And considering that they've got, Kenneth Williams, Bernard Bresslaw, Sid Jack, all these, Charles Hawtrey, all these amazing, talented people, and yet every single one of those films does not contain one laugh between them.
No, but they're always laughing, and I don't understand it.
You watch now, Vince. We are going to get dozens of phone calls from people saying, "Oh no, but they're great. They're a British institution."
We'll stick together.
Vince, I'm on your side. I'm going to come to Selly Oak after the show and hide out. Thank you, boss. Cheers. He makes an excellent point. Bernard, stay there. I'm going to come to you after the travel. I want to give you a fair crack of the whip. He makes an excellent point, doesn't he? We're compiling the top 10 list of boring films. So far, we've got Lawrence of Arabia, 50 Shades of Grey. Let me jot that down. And all of the Carry On films. They're awful. Just awful. And the people that are in them hated doing them because they knew they were awful. But it was a few grand for a couple of weeks' work. Why did I struggle with that sentence? 03453 009956 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You can send me a text, 81333. Start your text WM. I've got shed loads of texts. When we come back, we'll speak to Bernard and then we'll crack on with some texts. Let's get the travel news now, though. Here's Liz.
Thanks, Ian. The A38 going north, still a lane blocked as a vehicle caught fire earlier at the Branston interchange. There's some queues still and a bit of congestion in the area, although it's better than it was. It's lane 1 that's still blocked in the area. As you make your way into Birmingham, the High Street around King's Heath is looking rather slow. This is along the A435. Not too bad along Hagley Road at the moment as you head towards Five Ways Island from Monument Road. And around Albury seems to have cleared up for the moment as you head around Birchley Island at the A4123. Your match day travel sees Villa fans heading off to Newcastle for this afternoon's game. Along the M42, A42 towards the M1 is probably your best bet. No reported delays along there, and then on to the A1M. Wolves fans are going to Cardiff, and the M5 is looking trouble-free towards the M50, and then as you head towards the A40 and the M4, no delays reported along either of those routes. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
There now follows an official broadcast from BBC WM 95.6.
With a general election just around the corner, who can you, the people of the West Midlands, rely on to be your champion?
Adrian Goldberg.
Who'll get up really early every day to fight your cause?
Adrian Goldberg.
who will make sure you get the best answers from the people after your vote.
Adrian Goldberg.
My smooth-talking friend is absolutely correct. It's me.
Adrian Goldberg, your voice in the West Midlands. Starts at breakfast time, Monday, March the 9th, on BBC WM 95.6.
I tell you what, Bernard, it's about time that man got a proper job. Because he's been, every time, I'm only in there a few days a week, but he's always mooching around the office, Adrian Goldberg, not really doing a lot, and looking sorry for himself and kicking his, oh, can I help you with your show, Mr. Lee? Jog on, Goldberg, mate. I'm an award-winning broadcaster. Go and find your own show. He goes up to Danny Kelly. All right, Mr. Kelly, can I help you with your show? Well, at last they've given him his own show. So sponging off us, although we pay his wages. Anyway... Bernard, what have you got for us?
Well, it was a long way for your time. There was a programme called Carol Levis and His Discoveries.
Oh, that was a long time before my time.
Yeah, well, I was one of his discoveries in 1947.
Flippin' heck, were they making discoveries even then?
In the Paris Theatre, Lower Regent Street in London, it was a live programme with Stanley Black and his orchestra I played with.
You couldn't call him that now.
And I played the Hawaiian War Chant with that orchestra. Anyway, I didn't win it. There was a lad from Wales.
Oh, hang on, Bernard, are you steel guitar, Bernard?
Yeah.
Pedal steel guitar? Oh, of course. And were you playing the pedal steel back then?
No, it didn't exist.
Oh, no, I suppose not.
They didn't start putting those together till the late 60s.
So what were you...
They nearly packed up the idea because the pedals was going all out of tune. So it wasn't properly developed till about the middle of the 70s.
So what were you playing then?
A twin-neck steel guitar.
Oh, baby. Even then, you were the Frank Zappa of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you win it?
No, I say a chap from Wales won it, and the song Come Back to Sorrento.
Oh, yeah, and he went on to become the Beatles, didn't he?
I don't know, but anyway, that's the chap who won it. He came from... but it was a wonderful experience because it was live,
Yeah.
and we had a rehearsal in the afternoon.
How old were you then, 40?
Sorry?
How old were you back then, Bernard?
Oh, well, I'm coming 92 next month, so...
Blimey. and back then, you were how old? I can't do
20-something.
Can't do the maths. 20. And I'm assuming it went out on the wireless, did it?
It was live on the radio.
How
yes.
And were your family all crowded around the wireless at home listening?
I don't really know, to be honest, because we didn't know till the following week who had won.
Oh.
And there was like a repeat of it, and I was out walking the dog when it came on, so I didn't know till I got home whether I won or not.
Oh, blimey. Bernard, thank you very much indeed. What was that show called again, Bernard?
Carol Levis and His Discoveries. Now, he died sadly. Oh. He was Canadian, and his brother took over for a while, and then it faded out. But that was 1947.
Bernard, thank you very much indeed. He was the Simon Cowell of his day. And I don't mean facelifts and wigs. What? Mark's on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Morning.
What you got for us, Mark?
Yeah, that kid, that Neil Reid.
Oh, yeah, Neil Reid. Here's a question, and this might seem like a silly question. I bought this record, Neil Reid. It was 10 pence. I'm going to tweet a photo of it at Iain Lee. He wasn't Lou Reed's son, was he?
No.
No?
No.
OK, all right. No, just checking.
Well, the kid is Scottish.
Right.
And he's very much alive, actually, because I heard one of your callers say he was dead.
Hang on a minute. You're resurrecting Neil Reid.
What? He's a financial director in Blackpool.
No.
Yeah.
No, mate.
He was interviewed by Amanda Holden when they did Britain's Got Talent.
Did he go on Britain's Got Talent?
No, he didn't. It was before Britain's Got Talent, the programme in 2008.
Well, the caller said that he died last year.
No, he's on Wikipedia. He'd be on Wikipedia, and Wikipedia are usually red hot.
Well, you say Wikipedia are usually red hot for about 3 years, Mark. I was a gay cowboy on there.
Well,
I've never read a horse. Mark, thank you for that. Millie?
Oh, hello.
Neil Reid.
Hello.
Neil Reid.
Look, I haven't rung about that.
Oh, so do you know anything about Neil Reid?
No.
Do you know anything about... By the way, this whole show is dedicated to the memory of Leonard Nimoy.
Oh, is it?
Do you know anything about Leonard Nimoy?
No, look, I don't know about this.
You don't know anything about Leonard Nimoy?
No, I phoned
Shall
you.
I play you, Millie?
Sorry?
Yeah, don't apologise. Shall I play you a Leonard Nimoy song? Because
No, not really.
Huh? Because as well as being a very talented actor, he was also a very talented musician. Do you want to hear his song about Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit?
No, I don't.
Here it comes.
In the middle of the earth, in the land of Shire, lives a brave little hobbit whom we all admire. With his long wooden pipe, fuzzy woolly toes, he lives in a hobbit hole and everybody knows him. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Hobbits are peace-loving folks, you know. They're never in a hurry and they take things slow. They don't like to travel away from home. They just like to eat and be left alone. But one day Bilbo was asked to go on a big adventure to the caves below to help some dwarves get back their gold that was stolen by a dragon in the days of old. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins is only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Well, he fought with the goblins. He battled a troll. He riddled with Gollum. A magic ring he stole. He was chased by wolves, lost in the forest, escaped in a barrel from the Elf King's halls. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. Now he's back in his home in the land of Shire, that brave little hobbit whom we all admire, just a-sitting on a treasure of silver and gold, a-puffing on his pipe in his hobbit hole. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, he's only 3 feet tall. Bilbo, Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all.
Come on, Bilbo Baggins. We miss you, Leonard. We miss you, Leonard. Let's go to Millie. Millie, what did you make of that? Millie? Ah, she's gone. OK, well, that's, you know, each to themselves and stuff.
The voice of Birmingham in the Black Country.
BBC WM
95.6. Could be considered a little bit rude and disrespectful, but never mind. 03453 009956. I tell you what, we fired out lots of random stuff. We'll have a recap just after the news at 11, OK? So if you've just tuned in and wondering what the heck is going on, we'll explain all in a bit. Gary's in Solihull. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Ian.
What you got for us?
Well, that song you just played.
Bilbo Baggins by Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, beautiful.
Well, who in the right mind would go out and buy that?
Sorry?
Please? Sorry?
What, no, you should, and you should apologise. What on earth are you saying?
Now, listen, you know that music fair you went to? That buying LPs and the lots of, or was it a shop?
Yesterday I went to a shop. A couple of weeks ago I went to a music fair. I love my records. And my records love me.
No, well, did you buy them for 10p or did you buy them because you liked them?
I bought the Neil Reed because it was 10p and I like the cover. I do that sometimes. And I bought the John Denvers, the Anne Murrays, the Glenn Campbells and the Barry Manilows because I like them and they were 10 pence.
Have you got any of Dr. Spock's music?
I just played some of it, you plum.
Oh, no, I thought you played that.
Flip it. I just played some of Dr. Spock's music. It was Mr. Spock, anyway. Thank you, Gary. I should probably play a real song now, shouldn't I? team. Iain Lee, BBC WM 95.6. It's been even more random than per. Lots more to come. I'll give a little recap in about, I don't know, 3.5 minutes. I don't know. Be something like that. As always on a Saturday between 10 and 12, in between Molly and Daz, you are more than welcome to call in about, well, pretty much anything you want. I throw this stuff out, but I don't mind if you've got your own agenda. Loads of texts. I keep saying I'll do the texts first thing when we get back. I promise. 03453 009956 is the phone number. Can anybody defend the awful crime that is the Carry On collection of movies? I mean, just awful, awful, awful.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
Look at that, bang on 11 o'clock. Let's get the news now. Here's Nicole Pullman.
A 17-year-old boy will appear before Wolverhampton magistrates today, accused of attempted murder. The teenager from Dudley was arrested in connection with an incident in which a 65-year-old man was stabbed repeatedly on his doorstep in Cates Hill. The unemployed teenager, who can't be named because of his age, is also charged with 1 count of burglary. The man who was stabbed remains in a stable condition in hospital. Germany and the United States have condemned the killing of Russian opposition politician Boris Nemetsov. The German Chancellor Angela Merkel said it was a cowardly murder. President Obama called for a prompt and impartial investigation. Mr. Nemetsov had organised a protest rally tomorrow against Russia's involvement in Ukraine. He was shot in the back in Moscow near the Kremlin. Edward Lucas, a former Moscow bureau chief of The Economist and a friend of Mr. Nemetsov, said the Putin regime had generated an atmosphere which encouraged vigilantism.
It demonises the opposition and makes people think that they're fair game, that any patriotic Russian should hate these people. And when you create a climate like that, you legitimise murder if it's done by the state, but you also may encourage it by other people who are just close to the state.
The UKIP leader, Nigel Farage, has called for an increase in funding for the security services. Speaking before his main speech at the UKIP Spring Conference in Margate, he said intelligence officers were now trying to keep tabs on thousands of people.
I sense that the scale of the job that they've got is so enormous that they're going to need more people, more money and more resources. And I think we really should be focusing on the problem we have here. There is an enemy within in this country, a fifth column, as I've called it before, and we've got to deal with it.
For the 5th year in a row, council tax bills in Solihull will stay the same. The council says the borough remains in a sound financial position with a balanced budget and enough reserves to manage over the next few years. A Birmingham homeless charity needs to raise £13,000 to stay open all week. This is the last weekend that Seafer Fireside in Digbeth will open its doors. From now on, it'll be Monday to Friday only. The charity, which provides food, shelter and education for the homeless, says spiralling financial costs have caused the reduction in hours. Carol Fox is the operations manager.
Well, it just makes me sad because obviously we know how vulnerable some of these people are. But I'm also realistic enough to realise that sometimes you just can't, there's things that we just can't do. So it's sad, but I am hopeful that maybe there is something that can be salvaged from this.
Wet and very windy today, mild though, with a top temperature of 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. A very windy night to come, with the wind reaching gale force at times. BBC WM 95.6 News. There's more online at bbc.co.uk/WM.
The Voice. The Voice.
The Voice.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
You should take in other religions and treat them as you would want to be treated yourself.
We are even more intelligent. They treated me with the utmost respect.
Iain Lee, Saturdays.
9 till 12.
BBC WM 95.6.
That'll do it. Morning, team. What a busy first hour. Thank you so much. Lots more to talk about in the second hour. Where have we got so far? Well, We're saluting Leonard Nimoy. Everyone's done the Star Trek stuff. Lazy. What about his role in Fringe? What about his theatrical performance of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? What about his show-stealing performance in the 1970s remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers? More importantly, what about his music? After seeing 50 Shades of Grey last week, I'm compiling a list of the most boring films of all time. So far, Lawrence of Arabia, 50 Shades, and all of the Carry On films. Washing your hands after going to the toilet. Most blokes don't do it. We know that. It's been proven by statistics. I want other bits and pieces. 03453 009956.
Have your say.
Across the West Midlands, call
03453 009956.
BBC WM 95.6.
Let's. I've got loads of texts, so let me do these first of all. Lots about Neil Reid. He won Opportunity Knocks in the 70s. Thank you very much, everybody who's texted in with that. Ian, my pet hate, says Simon, is folk not washing hands when they've been to the loo. When I'm in a pub and I go to the loo and another bloke is in there and he does not wash his hands after, I always say something to them. What? It's got me in a spot of bother now and again. Really? You approaching strange men in toilets and telling them off has got you in trouble? I don't believe it. Ian, if you don't wash your hands, you're as bad as them women. No, them women being, thank you, them women being the three women that don't wash at all. Audrey says, sorry, just tuned out, can't stand the disgusting conv. Learning lots today, including never shake hands with Ian Lee. Dirty. I hope you don't use the same headphones as Sonny. He doesn't wash his hair for a month at a time. Which studio does Sonny and Shay use? Is it the other one? Or is it this one? It's that one. Good. OK, we use a different studio. OK. 81333. Start your text 3CR. Or you can give me a call. 0803. What did I say? Did I say 3CR? Did I say the other place? Did I say the other woman? 81333. Start your text WM. Or you can give me a call. 03453 009956. Hey, can I talk briefly about that dress? Right, the dress, you know the dress I'm talking about, and we're all sick and tired of it. But there are some of the papers that didn't have it in yesterday, so they're picking up on it again today. Is it gold and black? No, is it gold and white, or is it blue and black? Well, duh, it's obviously gold. It depends what picture you look at. Because I'm looking at two pictures. Oh, in one of them it's gold and white, and in the other picture it's blue and black. It depends what picture. Radio 4 spent 10 minutes last night talking about rods and cones in your eyes. I don't have a rod in my eye. I wouldn't be able to see anything if I did. Show this photo to your friends and family and ask what colours they see. Their answers may amaze you. What no one has said, right, is the dress is blooming awful. It's a horrible dress, isn't it? Doesn't matter what colour it is. It's an ugly dress. When Cecilia Bleasdale bought this dress for her daughter Grace's wedding, she sent the bride-to-be and her groom a quick picture for their approval. Grace couldn't believe her mother had chosen white for the wedding, but her fiancé flatly insisted the dress was black and blue. And what began as a simple family debate has ended up with people scratching their heads around the world, with everyone from Justin Bieber to Kim Kardashian weighing in. Everybody from Justin Bieber to Kim Kardashian, Millie.
Oh, hello, Ian.
White and gold or black and green? Blue?
I didn't hear about that. I haven't phoned about that.
Have you not heard about the dress?
Pardon?
Have you not heard about the dress?
No. I turned the radio off because I was waiting for the phone call.
OK. Well, the dress has been on the news for pretty much the last 24 hours. Some people think it's white and gold.
Yes.
Some people think it's black and blue.
Yes.
Everybody agrees it's hideous.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, if everybody agrees, it must be then.
But mustn't it just?
Pardon?
Hello?
Hello.
Are you up on full volume?
I'm on my mobile phone.
OK. What have you got for us?
Well, when I phoned in, I was a bit disappointed, Ian.
Yes.
About what you're doing for the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Hey, go on, Millie. What's wrong, my love?
Well, You used to have some very interesting topics.
Okay, yeah.
You'd come on and say, we're going to discuss this, and this. And people would phone in.
Yeah.
And then they'd argue with each other. You put people together to talk.
Yeah.
Where's it all gone, Ian?
Where's it all gone wrong?
Pardon?
Where's it all gone wrong?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Well, the thing... What kind of... Give me an example of some of the interesting topics you're thinking about.
Well, one week you were talking about religion.
Yeah.
There's a lady... You were talking about circumcision.
Oh, yeah.
That was one.
Oh, and the lady called me up and called me an anti-Semite. I didn't like that one very much, if I'm honest, when the lady said I was anti-Semitic, yeah.
Can you tell me what the outcome of that was?
It turns out I am anti-Semitic.
Sorry?
No, I don't know what there was no outcome.
Right.
Just she didn't like me and we didn't get on, and that's very... The thing is, Millie, because it's 2 hours long...
Yes.
It's kind of... OK, let me be completely honest. I found that... because the Friday show is very light-hearted, OK, and is kind of messing around. And for me then to come in on the Saturday and do a show talking about, for example, Jihadi John and what we should do to him...
Yes.
It wasn't getting the phone calls anymore.
Right.
And the thing that was getting the phone calls was me talking nonsense.
Oh, right.
And I think me doing two different styles of show, a knockabout one on a Friday and a straight one on a Saturday,
yes.
I don't think the listeners... the listeners weren't prepared to go with me on the straighter stuff.
Don't you think?
No. Well, we did, but we didn't get the phone calls.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It is a shame. And
because you did do some very, very interesting things.
Bless you. You're very kind, Millie, and you're very kind. It just wasn't working, and it was just becoming more and more of me talking to myself.
Yes.
And nobody calling in. Now, I don't mind talking to myself, but then there are lots of people who might object and think that was a bit boring.
You had certain people come on that were very anti what you were saying, and they were arguing amongst each other.
Oh, you liked people having a go at me, did you?
Sorry?
You liked people having a go at me, did you, Millie? Naughty.
No, not having a go, but
Naughty.
I like topics that are interesting.
OK, well, give us... I tell you what we'll do.
What?
Because this show is, as I always say, is driven by you as much as it's driven by me.
Right.
What do you want to hear people talking about today?
What would I like to have heard?
Yeah, what would you like people to phone in and argue about today, and we'll put it out there and see if they want to bite.
That's a bit... you give me too short a notice.
It's not as easy.
But you have had some very, very stimulating topics.
What should we do with Jihadi John?
Oh.
Do you want that one out?
What do you think we should do?
Millie, shall we throw that out there and see if anybody wants to have their say on Jihadi John?
Yes.
Shall we do that?
Yes.
And we'll see if it works?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Millie. I appreciate your constructive criticism.
You do?
I do, genuinely.
Oh, great, that's good.
Thank you, Millie.
Bye-bye, love.
Ta-ta, I agree with her. No, but she was being honest, and I get it. 03453 009956 if you want to talk about Jihadi John. And that's me being completely honest. That's why we kind of ditched the straighter stuff on a Saturday. We weren't getting any phone calls on it. And it just became me kind of sat here talking to myself. And then we talk about, I don't know, paedophiles and teenagers taking drugs. And then I'd throw out something about... Hey, do you remember that cartoon from 1976, Wait Till Your Father Gets Home? And the phones will go mental for that. So it's kind of been driven by you as much as it's been driven by me. But we'll put it out there. What do you think? I'm going to stop. I don't like calling him Jihadi John. What's his name? We've got his name now, haven't we? Mohammed Emwazi. I don't like calling him Jihadi John. It makes him sound like a cuddly cartoon character when he's not. He's an idiot. What should we do with Mohammed Emwazi then? 03453 009956. Dave, what have you got for us?
Well, I'll tell you, you're going on about washing your hands after you've had a tinkle, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, as that woman who was on in the first hour said, right, you've washed your hands, so you've cleaned all the germs off your hands, and as soon as you go to leave the loo and you touch the door handle, you're then contaminating your hands with all the germs of everybody else that's been in and out of that toilet. So, do you know what I mean?
So it's pointless, isn't it?
So, no, well, I'm not saying it's pointless to wash your hands, but... There is that. How are you going to get out of the toilet unless you wait for someone to open the door to come in?
Well, I have seen people do it with their elbows, and I've also seen people get toilet tissue and open the door with that.
you know, I've done that in the past as well. Just got some toilet tissue and used it to have. I think that's it makes us look like we're turning into Howard Hughes in a way.
Never put nuts in your mouth. Never touch somebody else's nuts, Dave.
That's the very words I live or die by.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. Never touch nuts in a bar, because they'll have been touched by about 50 other people and it will be covered in urine and faeces. Another place that is covered in faeces, fact, parents, ball pits in soft play areas. Honestly, they've done it. You take one of those balls out, Doreen. Do you know what soft play is?
No, I don't.
It's like the first few scenes of 50 Shades. I'm joking. It's like a ball pit. So soft play is like a massive climbing frame indoors that kids can run around on and jump off of and they won't hurt themselves.
I know what a climbing frame is.
Yeah, but this is soft play. So this is all soft.
Oh.
They're brilliant. And having kids, they're brilliant. But a ball pit, it's a pit full of...
Oh, then I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know
and
what you
those
mean now.
balls are covered in faeces.
Yeah, but you know what they say, a bit of dirt never hurt anybody.
A bit of faeces isn't very nice, though.
Yeah, but that's how people get immune to germs.
Yeah.
You can be clean, but you can be over clean.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Thank you, Doreen. What have you got for us? And
Well,
there's over clean and there's having faeces on you.
Pardon?
Yes. Doreen, can you stay there?
Yeah.
I've just got to do a bit of travel.
Okay.
Doreen, what?
Yes.
Did you say again?
No, I didn't.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure, Doreen?
I am.
Because I can come round to Erdington very, very quickly and get you over my knee, young lady.
Well, you can if you like.
Are you
if
biting?
You can get me over.
Are you biting your bottom lip?
No.
Did you just roll your eyes at me?
No.
Okay. Let's get the travel news now. Here's Liz.
Thank you, Ian. Behave yourself. The M6 going north is queuing as the lane blocks vehicle
You've seen
down
the
in
film,
the
haven't you?
roadworks. No, I haven't. I can't be bothered.
Okay.
12 to 13, the A5 Gailey exit to the Stafford junction, the A449 in the roadworks. That's looking very congested. So you head to Kings Heath, that's snarled up again around the High Street, the A435. And as you make your way around Cannock, the A5 towards Churchbridge Island, the M6 toll junction T7, that's queuing as well as you head around there for some reason. Better news, though, on the A38 going north to the Branston interchange. That vehicle which caught fire, it's been extinguished, it's been cleared off the carriageway and traffic is looking much better around there. Queslett Road's a bit busy on the A34 around Great Bar. There's disruption on train services between Birmingham Moor Street and Wolverhampton because of a problem with line side equipment. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
The Soul and Motown Show. If you missed it, listen again online now.
Do you like good music?
This week, to get you dancing around the kitchen, there's The Temptations, Dobie Gray, and Shirley Ellis.
The Soul and Motown Show with Jenny Wilkes.
Sundays from 1 on BBC WM 95.6.
It's Thursday, but Doreen's high. Yeah, legal highs. You're not on legal highs, are you, Doreen?
Give up the day job.
No, hey, cheeky. Are you on legal highs, Doreen? I hope not.
No, I'm not on
I know
legal
they're
highs.
legal, but
I'm on illegal highs.
Oh, Doreen. We don't condone those at the BBC or any kind of high. We simply condone neutrality. What you got for us, Doreen?
Well, I've been listening to a lot of discussions, radio and television,
yeah.
about these three girls that went to Syria, and they keep referring to them as children.
Yep.
Well, I class them as young ladies. I wouldn't say adults, but they're not children. It hadn't been all that many years ago when people were at work at 15, and before I left school, it was 14.
Yeah.
And they say they didn't know what goes on out there. They mentioned about the beheading.
Yeah.
If they didn't see it, surely somebody at the school did. Even at work, you know this. If you haven't seen something, somebody will come in and say, "Oh, did you see so-and-so?" or listen to so-and-so. But they do it all the time, don't they?
Do you not feel sorry for those kids?
No, not really. I don't.
15-year-old girls.
They should have, at their age, they're more with it today than we were years ago. They've got more about them today.
Doreen.
And if they don't know, well, that they're simpletons to me.
Doreen, let me put it to you, right? The theory is that these 15-year-old girls, 2 15, 1 16, I think, that went to Syria to be jihadi brides. Jihadi brides. It's not. Doesn't sound as good as blushing bride, does it? But let's stick with the 2 15-year-olds, okay? Because they are legally kids, right? It is being reported that they were groomed online, okay? So they were encouraged, they were persuaded, they were manipulated, they were bullied, they were brainwashed online. Now, had those 15-year-old girls been groomed online to go and meet a load of men in a car park 5 miles from their home and be sexually abused, would you feel sorry for them then, or not?
I've got mixed feelings because at that age you should have a brain of your own. I'm telling you, I've seen youngsters at 7 or 8 on the television and they have got more about them than I had at 15.
No, they haven't. They haven't. They're still 7 and 8.
The way they speak.
Yeah, but that's by the by. They're still 7.
I know that. But
I believe
they're more intelligent today.
It's a different kind of intelligence. It's more of a. I was going to say it's a savviness. It's not even that. It's just a different intelligence. But people say that, their kids are maturing quicker and faster. I don't think they are. I think a 7-year-old is still emotionally and intellectually the same now as it was in the 70s.
And another thing, I think it's how you brought up. I mean, like drugs culture. Nobody would persuade me to take drugs.
Well,
nobody would. But people are persuaded, but because they're not strong enough.
No, Doreen. The whole drugs thing.
There we are. We've all got our own.
No, the drugs thing isn't to do with strength.
No, but people do get twisted up with things that
don't
they
get it twisted
do because they're not strong enough to withhold it.
It's not a strength. I feel sorry for those 2 15-year-old girls, in as much as they are children, and they are kids, and they.
I don't class them as children, not 15.
15 is, but
no, it might be, but I don't. I'd say I'd class them as young ladies, not children.
03453 009956. Doreen.
Yes.
Do you still play records?
Yes.
What was the last record you played?
What was it? I can't remember now. What was the one I liked? I can't. I'll tell you what I do play a lot.
Yes.
Hooked on Classics. I love to play that when I'm doing my housework.
Play what?
Hooked on Classics.
Oh, Hooked on Classics.
Yeah, I love to play that when I'm doing my housework.
Those were so it's like classical music but with a drum beat and a bass line.
I love to play that when I'm vacuuming.
Do you like a little bit of Glenn Campbell?
Yeah, I don't mind Glenn Campbell.
I bought this album for 10 pence yesterday. Let's have. Hang on a minute. Here we go. This is for you, Doreen. Speak to you later.
Sweetheart.
Ta-ta. Bye-bye.
Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea winds blowing. I still see her dark eyes glowing. She was 21 when I left Galveston. Galveston, oh Galveston, I still hear your sea waves crashing while I watch the cannons flashing. I clean my gun, dream of Galveston. I still see her standing by the water, standing there looking out to sea. And is she waiting there for me on the beach where we used to run? Galveston, oh Galveston, I am so afraid of dying. Before I dry the tears she's crying, before I watch your seabirds flying in the sun at Galveston. Galveston.
10 pence and listen to the crackle. Ah! Beautiful. Listen. Hear the crackle? Oh, baby. How good is that, Len?
Very good.
Beautiful. Oh, hang on. Right, well, sorry. There we go. Done. Right, there we go. Can you believe this? Right, Marky Mark. Tell Len what you just said to me about that classic anti-war song.
There are better ones by Glenn Campbell.
He said, Len, that this song was rubbish.
No, he was one of the best singers out.
One of the best singers
Yeah,
out?
singer, yeah, but not that song.
How can you knock Galveston?
Okay, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Go on, say what I'm talking about.
What you're talking about is you've got no taste in music.
Wichita Lineman, man.
Wichita Lineman, man is a great song, but so is Galveston.
Yeah, but Wichita Lineman is a whole, like... I can't think of the word.
Exactly. Lenny's an idiot, isn't he?
No.
What? Hello?
No.
What?
No.
What? You're saying Marky Mark's not an idiot?
Oh, yes, sorry, yes.
Yes. Yes, the complete opposite of what you were saying. Len, what have you got for us, boss?
I like your programme Friday afternoon and Saturday morning. But if you're stuck on what to talk about, talk about a bit of football.
Oh, no. No, Len. No.
I know.
I don't know. I don't like football.
I know you don't.
I don't know anything about football. And the thing is, you got Daz coming on in 35 minutes. Now, listen, Daz may be an idiot, but he knows football. You got Adrian Goldberg doing the breakfast show soon. He knows football.
Anyway, the worst films out were Bond.
Sorry?
James Bond.
You aren't. No. Len, are you a prank call? Is this someone deliberately saying contentious stuff just to get me angry?
No.
Live and Let Die is a boring film.
All them Bond films.
Len, are you having a laugh?
Yes.
Who is the worst Bond in your eyes, only?
The worst one?
Yeah.
What's his name? Bosnia? What's his...
Bosnia?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bosnia... OK, this is going to be fun. So let's compile. So your least favourite James Bond is Bosnia.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite James Bond?
Sean Connery.
Connery. What do you think of Manford?
Not very good.
Manford's not very good.
No.
Clarkson?
Clarkson?
When he was Bond?
I don't know that one.
No? What other Bonds were there? Roger Less?
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore? Was he good?
No, they're all terrible, aren't they?
Hang on a minute. Mary?
Yes?
You like a bit of Bond, don't you?
No.
No?
I don't think women like it.
What? What's not to like? It's sexy.
No, it's a man's thing, to be honest.
Roger Moore should have played Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey.
I agree with you.
Shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to count them along with me. 1, 2. Oh, yes. Len, thank you very much. He's wrong, by the way. Connery is the worst Bond. Sean Connery is a terrible James Bond. Boring, Mary.
Well, each to their own.
Each to their own. What have you got for us?
I'd like to say about Leonard Nimoy, I'm sad to see he's gone.
Has Derek Nimmo gone as well?
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy. I thought you said Derek Nimmo. I thought, blimey, not another one beginning with M.
Dyslexic, so I have trouble saying things.
This is the second dyslexic call we've had in 2 days. Do dyslexics have trouble speaking as well as reading?
Yes.
Do they really? I did not know that.
Left and right, and shoelaces and buttons.
Hey, I tell you what, here's something, Mary. I've had cause to buy a couple of pairs of shoes recently with laces.
Yeah.
When did they invent a new, really complicated way of lacing up shoes? I sat there for ages in the shop going, I'm really sorry, I don't know how to do these laces. And they took it away and wouldn't let me see, and they kind of whipped it. And they did it, but I was sat there for ages like an idiot.
They do make them complicated even more.
Yeah, they do.
But I have trouble with them, and I have trouble with my left and my right, and I have trouble with my speech and buttons. If I button something up, it's always one button down.
Here's the thing. Are you a woman, Mary?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't quite tell. I don't think it's just dyslexic that have trouble with left and right. I think it's women in general. The number of women I have driven in my car throughout my life, and they're giving directions, and they say, "All right, take the next right." So you turn right, and they go, "No, not that right, the other right." Oh, you mean left? Yeah, that one. So honestly, I have never been with a woman who could get her lefts and her rights right. It's annoying, isn't it?
It is.
Well, it's got to be to do with the way your brain's wired up.
Well, mine's wired up to buy shoes.
Thanks for calling. Mike's in Bartley Green. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Mike, what have you got for us?
I'd like to about this jihadi thing.
This jihadi thing, yes.
No, I don't call them jihadis. I call them vermin.
Okay.
And what I'd like to do with this man, if I got my hand on him.
Yes.
You see the pictures of them. They tie him up. These people, they terrorise him. I'd like to get him in a chair with a pair of pliers, no hood on his head, very slowly.
Yes.
Pull his nails out.
Okay, Mike. I tell you what. Thank you. We don't need to go into graphic detail of because we've got young people listening, and we don't want to. But you would like to exact revenge on him, would you?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. We're never going to catch him, are we?
Well, hopefully somebody will get him.
But you know what's going to... Do you know what? I shouldn't really be telling this because I'm telling IS how to make bigger impact. Do you know what he should do, this fella, this Mohammed Emwazi?
Yeah.
He should fly in to Heathrow Airport or JFK and just turn up at customs and go, "I'm Mohammed Emwazi." Because the press that would get them, if he just, not to blow it up or anything, if he just turned up and went, "Yep, I'm Jihadi Job. What do you want?" I mean, obviously he'd go to prison and he'd possibly be executed in the States, or he'd go to prison for the rest of his life. But the publicity that would get him and his, in inverted commas, cause, I don't quite know what the cause is, would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
But we're never going to catch him, I would suspect, unfortunately.
No. I mean, regarding these going to Syria...
Yeah.
They should be allowed to go. If you want to go there, you go there, fair enough. You hand your passport over, and you never come back to this country again.
Mike, thank you very much indeed. 0345. By the way, for anyone, before the Daily Mail complains that the BBC is telling IS how, I'm not their kind of PR guy. I'm just saying that would be incredible. Someone suggested this to me ages ago, right? And I laughed it off as really, isn't that naive rubbish? And I thought, well, hang on a minute. Is this naive rubbish, or could this actually work in the 21st century, right? You get a spy. This is genuine. It sounds flippant, and I don't mean it, but it's genuine. You get a British or American spy, and you inject a microchip in them so you can trace them wherever they are in the world. Wherever they are in the world, the satellites, the government satellites are monitoring it, so you know exactly where they are, right? And then you send them out as an aid worker to Syria, so they get captured. Right, you put them in a risky situation. They get captured by IS. They pop up on one of these horrific videos, which why anybody would want to watch those videos, I have literally no idea. Disgusting. So they're on the videos on their knees, but MI5 or the FBI, they're going, right, hang on a minute. Right, we know exactly where he is. Let's go and get him, fellas. Let's go and get him. But would that work? Someone suggested that to me, Marky Mark, and I laughed at it and thought, well, that's naive, childish rubbish. You've been watching too many episodes of 24.
You have.
Then the more I thought about it, I thought, well, would that work?
No, because they'd just keep him somewhere else, wouldn't they? They wouldn't keep him with them.
What do you mean they'd keep him?
Keep him in a warehouse in Hounslow or something.
But when he's being filmed on his knees, they'd know exactly where he was. Because they'd be with them then.
Well, they'd move him somewhere else.
Well, yeah, but they'd move
trucks.
But they'd know, yes, but they would know where he was being moved to.
Fair enough.
So that's what. So they'd know where he was.
Yeah, but really,
unbelievable. I think that would work, wouldn't it? 03453 009956. I've just been reminded of another dull as flip film. And they're making a sequel. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you The Blade Runner. Oh, it's so boring. Oh. And they're making a sequel. So far, we've got 24 minutes of the show before Daz comes on. These are the films we have so far. We're compiling a top 10 of the dullest films of all time. I'm not putting James Bond on there. No, I'll tell you what, I'll put the Sean Connery James Bonds on there. I won't put the Manfords. I'll put the Sean Connery Bonds, because they are rubbish. So far, we've got Lawrence of Arabia. Tedious. It's just set in a desert. No women in Lawrence of Arabia. Sean Connery Bond, Blade Runner, all the Carry On films, and 50 Shades of Grey. 03453 009956. Although this show is taking a very surreal turn. We're talking about Mohammed Emwazi now. Good morning, Simon.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Simon.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this supposed Jihadi John.
Okay. Well, should we call him by... I kind of don't like the phrase Jihadi John. I never really did. And now we know his new name. Shall we call him Mohammed Emwazi?
Well, why did the media give him that name?
Well, they didn't.
Who gave him that name then?
Who do you think gave him that name? Let's play...
The media.
Huh?
The media.
Incorrect.
People like yourselves.
Incorrect.
Who did then? Well, that's where I first heard it on the news.
Yeah, that would be where you first heard it, but that doesn't mean they did it.
So who did give him that name then?
The hostages that were being held by him.
Said his name was Jihadi John.
Yes. There were 4, I believe I've got this correct, and someone will fill in the blank, Simon. There were 4 people in charge of the hostages. I think they all had British accents, or they all at least spoke English, and so they called them Jihadi John, Jihadi Paul, Jihadi George, and Jihadi Ringo.
Well,
the Beatles.
I don't believe that everything has been told.
Well,
no,
everything hasn't been told. But
I don't believe that everything that we see.
You don't believe anything?
The way the media presents.
Okay, but Simon, what I've just told you is I've just corrected you on a very basic fact. The nickname Jihadi John was given to him and the other nicknames by the people that were being held hostage.
Okay, let me ask you this then. In 2007, when there was a financial crisis, why did the media give the name to that, the Credit Crunch?
I've got literally no idea.
Stupid name, Credit Crunch. Why did the media make up these?
Simon, I've got literally no idea what that has got to do with what I'm talking about. It's a fact that's where they got the nickname from.
Because the media always like to put things across that are...
No, but it's... Simon, we didn't know his name until the other day... And that's what the hostages called him.
I don't believe that. I don't really believe that this happened the way that it happened. There's no even evidence that this person has even done it.
Sorry?
There's no evidence that this person, his proper name, whatever his proper name is, there's no evidence that he actually has carried out these beheadings.
Oh, so what? You on his side then?
I don't believe that everything that's presented to us.
Okay, so what? You're right. In a lot of the videos, excuse me, guys, I'm going to handle this as delicately as I can because I'm talking to Simon and we have young ears listening. In a lot of the videos, you see the before and the after. You don't see the act, and I think we don't need to go into any more detail. But there is one video, Simon, where you do see the act. You're saying that's all faked?
Have they recovered the bodies?
No, mate, because no one knows where they are. They're flipping miles away in Syria, you plum. So you don't... But what do you... I tell you what, Simon, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to turn my microphone off. You tell me what you think's going on. Away you go, Simon.
I just think that we're not told the truth. I don't think this person, Jihadi John, if they ever do catch him, he'll probably be tortured. He'll probably admit to doing it, but there's no actual evidence that he's actually done it. All the terrorist acts that happened, people that murdered Lee Rigby, supposedly murdered him, they were probably, from what I've heard, they were counselled by MI6.
Oh, okay. So
to be in that position.
Amma Wade and Amma Adebayo, they were actually MI5 spies doing it. What would be the reason for that, Simon?
Because
to stir up hatred.
The way that the world is presented, the way that we see things, the media presents things, is not the actual truth.
Okay, you know the actual truth. Do you, Simon? Where do you get the actual truth from? Let me have a guess. Is it the internet?
Well, do you use the internet to verify anything that?
Is that where you get your truth from, Simon? The internet?
Do you use the internet?
No, Simon. I asked you the question first. Is that where you get your truth from?
We all use the internet, and yes, I do use the internet
okay. And
just like you do.
Yeah, and you believe everything you read on the internet, yeah?
I don't believe what the media told me.
Which
truth.
Tell me which websites you believe, Simon, so I can make sure to check them out tonight.
Is everything that you say the complete truth and the whole truth, or are some of the things you say not true?
It depends who I'm talking to, Simon. Tell me which websites you get the truth from, so I can have a look at them myself.
I don't have to tell you that.
Simon, thanks for calling. Rob's in Northfield. Good morning, Rob.
Right, are you?
I'm confused, mate. I'm confused.
Yeah,
what you got for us?
I mean, after that call, it's a bit trivial, really, but you're about film.
I want trivia, please, Rob. Thank you. Yeah, we're compiling the top 10 list of boring films.
Okay, about that Black Country film, AI.
The what?
AI.
What's that?
Artificial intelligence.
Oh, that's terrible, isn't it?
It's the worst film I've ever seen.
Isn't that Jude Law?
I don't know who it is. Might have been Robin Williams, mightn't it? I don't know.
I don't think it's Rob. It's isn't it Steven Spielberg? And I think it's Jude Law. And boy, oh boy, when we compile a list of the worst actors of all time, Jude Law is going to be at number 7, number 3, and at number 1. Rob, it's on the list. Thank you. Boring films: Lawrence of Arabia, AI, Sean Connery Bonds, Blade Runners, 50 Shades of Greys, and Carry On films. Awful, aren't they? 03453 009956. You know what? Simon sounded like a fruitcake, right? But he's right to question. You should always question everything that you hear in the media. Don't believe it just because it comes on the BBC or it comes on Sky. But to suggest that Adebowale and Adebayo, if I've got their names right, it doesn't really matter, that they were working for MI5 when they murdered Lee Rigby? I mean, really? And we're not sure if Mohammed Emwazi really has committed the crimes that we suspect he has? Why would you be an apologist for that nut job? What? Well, whose benefit would it be to fake that and to I don't. Listen, there are very few conspiracy theories I buy into. The VIP paedophile thing, yeah, I'm buying into that one. But there are very few that I buy into. If someone can explain what on earth Simon was talking about, then you're a better man than me, Gungadin. Right, Liz, stop rolling your eyes at me. Let's have the travel, please.
I'm not rolling anything. As you head to the M5 going south, there's 2 lanes blocked because a caravan has overturned between 4A and 5. This is the M42 interchange and the Droitwich exit to the A38. The M6 going south is busy around the roadworks area, 9 to 8. That's Wednesbury to the M5. Northbound's clear of that breakdown in the roadworks, 12 to 13 after the A5 Gailey and Telford exit. It's looking very congested into Birmingham now, through Selly Oak around the Triangle, the A38 towards the Priory Crossroads. And also as you head around Dartmouth Circus, that's looking rather congested for some reason. Not too bad around Bordsley Circus, bit busy on Hagley Road. In Cannock is still queuing on the A5 around Churchbridge Island. And in Dudley it's snarled up now around the Burnt Tree traffic lights, the A461 junction with Tividale Road. So you will find a bit of congestion there. You better get a wriggle on with your match day travel. Villa fans off to Newcastle for this afternoon's game. No delays reported along the M1, though there are the roadworks to contend with, 28 to 31 as you head head towards the A1M. Wolves fans are off to Cardiff, down the M5. As I say, Southsea got this problem with the overturned caravan, so delays building there. But the M50 and A40 are both looking OK. On public transport, there's delays between Birmingham Moor Street and Wolverhampton because of a problem with line-side equipment. If you can update us, call BBC WM 95.6 Travel 0330 123 3550.
Late Night, Graham Torrington. Every Sunday, I play the world's biggest love songs. To dedicate a song to the love of your life, email gt@bbc.co.uk. Late Night Graham Torrington, Sunday love songs. The perfect way to relax, Sunday night from 10 on BBC WM 95.6.
Oh, I'm feeling really sexy after that. You feeling sexy, George?
Hello?
You feeling sexy, George?
No, I want to talk about films.
I am feeling so sexy after that trail.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit fruity, a bit naughty.
Oh, yeah, you're randy, ain't you?
Been a bit randy.
Yeah.
George, what you got for us?
Cool Runnings.
What about it? Brilliant film.
Nah, rubbish.
What? No, you're not putting that on the top 10 list of them. Shut up. Is that Carol?
No, it's the dog.
You're not putting that on the top 10 list of boring films.
Of course I am, yeah. It was so boring. Can you imagine bobsleighing in Jamaica?
It was based on a true story.
Nah, it was rubbish.
You know it was based on a true story.
They're doing a sequel of it, you know.
Well, how can they? John Candy's dead. No, honestly, George, that was based on a true story. There was a Jamaican Olympic bobsleigh team.
Oh, I've never heard of that one before.
Well, you have. You've watched the blooming film. You watched Cool Runnings.
It was rubbish, it was.
How could it be rubbish? It's about a Jamaican bobsleigh team, and it's got John Candy in it.
Yeah, but they've got no snow in Jamaica.
That's the point! Thanks for calling, George. It is based on a true story, isn't it? It is, yeah, I know. Mohammed.
Getting some good callers today.
It's based on a true story, that.
I know it is, yeah.
It's a good film, that.
Yeah.
It's a good film, that. I tell you what I watched last week. I only saw a bit of it, and I love this film. What's it called? Inner Space with Martin Short. Oh, I love that film. It was on Channel 5. And when Channel 5 show films, it's like they've just gone, you don't get it so much nowadays, but about 5 years ago, you go to the local newsagent and they'd be selling off their VHS video collection, right? And you could buy like a video for 50p. The quality of the films that Channel 5 shows, it's like they've just they're showing an old VHS because the quality is rubbish. Or they've bought it for some hooky stall in a car boot sale. Anyway, Inner Space, Martin Short, classic. Martin Short, Meg Ryan, Dennis Quaid, classic movie.
I'm not really into the films that you watch,
mate. It was classic. Let me tell you what happens, right?
Let me tell you, I do like Dead Man's Shoes. That is fabulous.
I watched that last week.
I love that.
Dead Man's Shoes. Shane Meadows, Paddy Considine. Oh, it's bleak, isn't it, Mohammed?
It's good. It's good. I tell you, he's done something in that film that I would love to do. If somebody done that to my family.
And Paddy Considine is it's a nasty film. It's brilliant. I watched. Have you seen A Room for Romeo Brass?
No.
Paddy Considine as well. It may even be Shane Meadows. Oh, it's brilliant. But Inner Space, Mohammed, right? So there's Martin Short. Dennis Quaid gets shrunk to like microscopic size and then gets injected into Martin Short. Brilliant. Classic movie.
You've been to Japan, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I love it.
Do you like that film Shutter? Have you seen it?
Shutter?
Yeah. It's called Shutter. It's been on television.
I don't know that film.
Fabulous film about an American couple. They go to Japan.
Yeah.
And they're taking some photographs like now.
Oh, yeah.
And this person appears in these films or in these pictures all the time, like now.
Oh, really?
And it's his dead Japanese girlfriend that they.
Hey, that sounds. The Japanese, they know how to make some of the most messed up films in the world. Have you ever seen a Japanese film called Audition?
I might have seen it.
Oh,
I can't remember
it's Audition is brilliant. This fella, he splits up with his wife, so he decides to find a new girlfriend. He's going to hold auditions, pretend he's making a film, right? So he has these auditions, all these hot women, and then one of them decides to exact her revenge.
That's the Japanese.
That's the Japanese. They are messed. When it comes to filmmaking, they are totally messed up.
They're good films, though.
They're very good films. What you got for us, Mohammed?
Well, I found out about that guy you were talking to.
Simon.
I've heard him speak before. Like, he wasn't making any sense at all. But as for that so-called Jihadi John...
Mohammed Emwazi.
I don't think he will ever get back to his country alive.
No.
No.
No, he'll get...
We'll never see justice.
Either they'll
done to
kill him, or he'll get caught up in a bombing thing that we, in inverted commas, do. He won't make it. And that is... It is a shame, isn't it?
Well, we'll never get into his mind as to why he's done what he's done, because I mean, it's not Islamic. It's not Islamic what he's doing, and what the rest of them are following him and all that. Like, you know. I watched the news last night, and I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe the armoured cars they've got. Who's supplying them? Because they look so brand new.
What, IS, whatever we call them.
Yeah.
These days. Well, they get loads of money, don't they, from oil?
Yeah, but who's supplying them the main dollars? You know, you got the oil in the ground, but who's buying the oil off them? Who's supplying all the money to them? Like
Mohammed, it's an excellent question. Listen, I'm going to move on because it's the 3rd anniversary of the death of Davy Jones. Let's have a bit of monkeys, shall we? Time for another couple of calls if you want to squeeze one out.
Charcoal burning everywhere. Rows of houses that are all the same, and no one seems to care. So Mrs. Gray, she's proud today because the roses are in bloom. Mr. Green, he's so serene, he's got a TV in every room. Comfort goes, they only know my soul, make it hard for me to see. My thoughts all seem to stray to places far away. I need a change of scenery.
Oh, man. 3 years since we lost Lord David of Jones, the Manchester Cowboy. I had a wee next to Davy Jones once. True story, true story, true story. He did wash his hands. Dave's in Sutton Coldfield. Morning, Dave.
Hello, Ian. 2 facts, mate, for you.
Go on,
one
fella.
about the monkeys, and I like the monkeys.
Yep.
But one about Mohammed Emwazi, whatever his name is, right? There was a guy on the radio yesterday saying that when he knew him, he was a real gentle, nice bloke. Well, if that's what a gentle, nice bloke does, chopping people's heads off, I'd hate to think what he'd be like if he was a complete lunatic.
Well,
wouldn't
yes,
you, mate?
but yes, I believe that, and I didn't hear this interview with Cage, so I don't quite know, and I know it's quite controversial, but I think that specific line refers to him when he was a kid, and good kids can go bad.
Absolutely. Right, that's what I'm saying. About the monkeys, I don't know if you know this as fact, but Peter Tork, right, his mother, do you know she invented Tipp-Ex?
Oh, yeah, it was Mike Nesmith's mum invented Tipp-Ex.
Mike Nesmith.
And when she died in 1980, he inherited $25 million, and he got a few pennies on every bottle of Tipp-Ex that was sold.
Yeah, but, I'm fairly certain this, I've read it in the past that she said to him that, because obviously that made her obviously a wealthy woman, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, obviously.
Then she said to him, unless you can make, I think it was $1 million in your life or whatever, you won't inherit any of my money. Then, of course, obviously, he joined the monkeys, and the rest is history.
David, thank you. And do you know what Mike Nesmith invented in the 80s?
What?
The delete key on the computer. Isn't that irony? No, of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. How can you buy that nonsense? Are you right, Daz?
I'm all right. I'll tell you what, if you heard the bloke who invented...
Why do I even bother?
The bloke who invented the TV remote control has died.
Yeah, go on.
Instead of having a funeral, they just shoved him down the back of the sofa. Hey, you know, on about a few moments ago
that is actually for you, Daz. That is actually quite good.
You know, you're on about boring films, and you were just talking a few moments ago about going to the old video shop, the VHS, and buying some of the cheap VHS ones.
Yeah.
That's what I did, and it was the most boring film ever. It was about 45 minutes long. It had no plot. It didn't even have any sound. It was awful. Yeah, it was called Tapehead Cleaner. Just don't bother watching it.
Listen, mate, I don't want to be funny. You know we've got a new boss here.
Have we?
You should really try and up your game a bit, because everybody's got a question mark over them. I suggest the question mark hanging over your head is bigger than anyone else's after that.
I mean, I was perhaps have to buy some new copies of the Beano and get a few more jokes out of them.
What's on your show today, Daz? Is it football?
It is, it's football.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm at the Hawthorns this afternoon.
I don't know what that means.
Rob Gurney will be joining me a little bit later. Our build-up starts to all the big games every Saturday at midday. And, of course, they're getting bigger now as each week goes by, as we head to the business end of the season. So today in FM, Newcastle Villa. In DAB, the game here at the Hawthorns, Albion Southampton. Also in DAB, Cardiff Wolves. Coverage as well of Blues Brentford, Warsaw Leyton Orient. And today on the show, I want to know about any European games that you've been to involving your team, and also any fishing-themed footballers. Because Southampton, who are here today, used to have a player called Rod Wallace.
David Seaman.
Seaman, I like it, yeah, we'll have a bit of that. He might even make it in goal in my dream team this afternoon.
Now, here's the thing. You know I don't like football, but there are some football stories that intrigue me. We've got about 35 seconds, right? But actually, we've got as long as we want, because only your show we'll be late for. This thing about the World Cup in Qatar being played over Christmas.
Yeah.
That sounds brilliant, doesn't it?
Well, it's going to happen, isn't it?
I think that's so exciting.
Well, I think it's... For whatever reason, they awarded it to Qatar, and they cannot play it in the summer, because if they play it in the summer...
I think we know what the reason was. There were some brown envelopes.
Yeah, very, very possibly. If they play it in the summer, then there's every chance that some footballers will drop dead on the pitch trying to play in 40 degrees heat. So they've got to play it in the cooler temperatures.
How bad would that be for the football leagues? I believe League Divisions 1, 2 and 3. Is that what they are?
Well, you mean as regards players dropping dead or actually losing players? Well, they'll just have to that'd be quite inconvenient. They'll just have to rearrange their season, won't they? They've got 7 years to plan it. I'm sure they'll come up with something.
Daz, I shall speak to you next week.
Merry Christmas.
A good one, boss. Thank you very much indeed. Hey, thank you everybody that called in. Thank you, Marky Mark, for producing. If you want to send me an email, you can do. Iain, IAIN.LEE@bbc.co.uk. Back next Friday at 2. Stick around, though, because after the news with Nicole, there'll be more from Daz Hale. Till next week from us, ta-ta.
The voice of Birmingham and the Black Country.
BBC WM 95.6.
So it's another huge afternoon for West Midlands football. On the way next, then we begin